If you're a brand and you're watching this, go through your Instagram DMs and your TikTok DMs, because you never know when a creator of a good size reached out to you and they might even do something for free.
So now we're going to be chatting with Shelby about something everyone wants to know about, and that's money and how TikTok influencers might be able to work with brands. So Shelby, first question. How many followers did you need to have before brands started taking notice of you and wanting to actually pay you for content?
Okay, so on TikTok, the first time I got noticed by a brand was right after I passed that 100K mark. One of them reached out to me and wanted me to do a sponsored post.
So do they have like an alarm or something that tells them when someone's gone over 100,000 and they might want to work with them? How does that work?
I mean, I think that I just came up on their For You page, but a lot of the online softwares in the space that index TikTok followers, 100K is their cutoff to be an influencer on their like analytics platforms. So 100K is just like a really good number.
So before that point, or even after, have you ever approached brands yourself and reached out to companies and said, I'd like to do something for you? Or is it usually them coming to you?
I have reached out to brands that I really liked. It's hard to get responses from brands as an inbound like influencer. But yeah, I definitely reach out to brands that I really like. And, you know, it's really great for brands to see that. So, you know, if you're a brand and you're watching this, go through your Instagram DMs and your TikTok DMs, because you never know when a creator of a good size reached out to you and they might even do something for free.
Yeah, because there's other folders sometimes, isn't there, where the messages go missing. So you don't want to miss out anything great there.
Right.
As you start to build your influence, have you gone and taken on an agent, or are you just doing this all yourself?
So I do it all myself. I manage it all myself. But I don't really love working with management companies and agencies, because they take percentage and they don't always give you all of the leads, and I don't really love that. So I'm kind of straying away from that. But there is companies out there that aren't doing the management. They're just doing partnerships where you don't have to sign anything. They're more like a resource for you. They give you information on the space and they help you kind of differentiate which brands are good brands and bad brands and how to price yourself. So finding one of the agencies that do that and you don't really have an obligation to work with them is probably a better choice for creators out there.
And have you found there's ways of working out what brands you do want to work with and what brands you don't? Because I imagine when it starts and people start offering you things and it's all new, you kind of might feel like, oh, I want to try everything. What would your advice be to people who haven't worked with brands before as ones that they should look out for and collaborate with?
Yeah, so I mean, you don't want to mucky up your page with brand deals, because then your followers aren't going to believe you when you try and promote something, because you might want to promote something later that it is something that you actually like and they're just going to think it's a paid ad. So don't mucky up your page with brand deals, just because they reached out and they want to give you, $10 and this free pair of sunglasses. Like, differentiate the ones that you like. Like, I love doing beauty and fashion and lifestyle and travel, and there's so many more things, but I don't want to do all of the brand deals that I get, and I might charge a little bit more if I don't really like their product.
So what about affiliate links and platforms like that, where you put a link on your profile and when someone clicks on it and buys something, you get a cut? Have you ever had any experiences with that?
I don't like those at all. I don't like when I get when they're offering me commissions over something, because, even if we have a contract, they can always lie and not give me the commission. So as a creator, I would say to not take that commission structure, just do flat rates for your sponsored posts and stuff like that. But if you want to test it out. But I just had a bad experience with those.
That sounds like great advice then, just to probably be wary of people before you sort of jump into any agreement with them.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to do your due diligence on the brand, look them up, see if they got funding, see how long they've been a thing, see how many people work at their company, like get to know them before, you just promote them on your page and, you sign some sort of contract with them, like just, know what you're doing.
So when you've done a collaboration with the brand, how do you actually get paid? Is this something where they give you money up front and then afterwards, or do you have to invoice? Like, what's the process you find there?
It's all relative to the brand. So typically bigger creators, they are going through a management person. So usually it's an invoice type thing because their price tags are a little bit higher. But as far as small stuff, the small stuff that I've been paid for is usually just through PayPal or Venmo or Cash App or whatever they want to use. Other times when it's a little bit more formal, like a bigger company, like a bigger makeup brand or something, you'd have to do like an invoice or something. But it's all different types of ways. Just make sure that you're really available to them because you want to make it as easy as possible.
So what do you think maybe if there was one killer piece of advice you could give someone from your experiences about working with brands, what would it be?
Have a Venmo, one. And don't be afraid to tell them what you're thinking. If you're like really don't like the creative that they want you to do on this post, be like, hey, I feel like this would really work better with my followers because, this is my demographic or something. They're always open to hearing what the creator has to say, and they usually love your advice. So just don't be afraid to just talk to them.
And what about, if you come in and a brand says, right, Shelby, I want you to wear this hat, and I want you to do this, and I want you to dance to this, and it needs to be 3 PM, and they start giving you orders. Is that okay? Or should you be worrying if those things come in?
No, I mean, that's totally okay. It's all relative to the brand. But usually some creators like to be a little bit more loose with their sponsored posts, but obviously the creators are the ones that are getting paid, so they're going to do anything that you say as the brand.
So looking back at how far you've come on TikTok, is there anything you would have done differently at the start which would have benefited working with brands in the future?
Not necessarily, but something that I would, give as a piece of advice is make sure you have that niche and your target audience, because and think about the brands you really want to work with, like brands that you'd like getting free stuff from, because then you should probably cater your page to be similar to what those brands would be looking for.
So is there such a thing as promoting too much on TikTok? Like if you put an ad up every day, is that going to annoy your followers?
Yes, 100%. Your engagement's going to go down. Your followers aren't going to take you seriously when you start to promote something. So I kind of said it before, just don't mucky up your page. Like, do the right brand deals, don't do them all.
So how many followers do you think someone might need where they'll be able to quit their job and live the TikTok high life?
I'd say probably around the 1 million mark. You start paid those really big numbers.
But based on everything we've learned in that course, that might only take a week.
It very well might only take a week.
Stranger things have happened, that's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely have.
So there we have it. Think about who you're working with, don't post too often, and get 1 million followers and quit your job and live the high life. How easy could it be? Thank you very much, Shelby. And Shelby will be back in the next module where we're going to be reversing it and chatting to her about how brands should be approaching influencers. Take care, Shelby.
Perfect. Talk to you soon.